Hello everyone, this is Wolfie, and I'm going to show you how to do basic mixing of music in Audacity. Audacity is a free program for sound editing, and it's a pretty powerful program. All you have to do is you go to into the internet, go to www.audacity.com, and it appears that I am wrong about that. You do not go to audacity.com. You just type in Audacity, click on that, and it'll bring you to audacityteam.org. And then, oh no, what is this? Okay, it'll bring you here to where you can just click on here, you download Audacity, and you just find which operating system that you have, you click on it, and then you can change things up, it seems. Pretty much you can go right here and you just click on the installer, then you go to the installer. Oh yeah, they definitely changed things up. Go to Windows installer or whatever operating system you have. If you have Mac, go to Mac OS installer. If you have Linux, you go to Linux source, and then you can download it. And you install it, and basically you have it right here. So I'm going to show you how to quickly import audio. We're going to do 3 tracks, and we'll cover 3 basic forms of mixing. So we go to File, well, not 3 forms of it, but at least 3 ways to get basic blending down. So we're going to go to Import, we're going to go to Audio. I have my audio saved. You just navigate to where you have your audio. He already pulled it up for me, because I already opened some audio here earlier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the track that I want. I'm going to go with dubstep this entire mix, because that's what I do. I'm going to go here, I'm going to pick Down Jones, Torn Apart, Mount Eden Remix. So we have this right here. I'm going to go all the way to the end here, just click on the end of that track, go to File, Import, Audio, and then I'm going to find the other one. I don't necessarily have any good tracks to mix properly, so I'm just going to go on with a similar BPM. Let's go with Midnight Request Line by Scream. These are 2 radically different dubstep tunes that aren't really all that great when you mix them together, but they have similar BPM, so I'll show you just how to do this. You think that we just, start the end and then, just drag it to the end like that, and then we're done, right? Well, we're not done, because this is not mixing. This is just playing one song, then playing the next. We're not trying to do that here. Now, you think all you have to do then is just pull it like that, and then just, come over here and just do that, and you fade out of one song, and then you fade into the next song like that, right? Well, technically this is blending. This is just kind of a really boring form of it, and we're not going to do that. We're actually going to try to do it as if we were pulling up songs real time on a turntable. So pretty much, very first thing I want to do is take this first song. I just want to trim just a little bit off of it, of this intro right here. So what you want to do is just listen to your track and see exactly where you want to trim. Let me just turn all the levels down on this so you can hear my voice just a bit easier. There we go. So you just listen to it. I think we can go without this this bit right here in the beginning. We can just start right here. Let me just listen to that again. Yeah, right about here. Let me just zoom into here. I use Control and Scroll to zoom in and out, so I'm gonna just be obsessive with this. Probably at the start of the sound right there. So we can just select all this and then Control X, and there we go. We have it nice and trimmed, and then I can select this right here. I can go and into Effect, and then Fade In, click right here, and now we're going to fade in. Very nice little fade in. So we're fading into the song. We got some of that stuff sort of trimmed out, so it's just starts a little. The flow is just a bit better for what we're trying to do here. Now I've already decided on this earlier. It's good to just kind of like listen to your track and see where you want your first song to end and your next song to start, or where you want the blending to start. But I've already decided on this earlier, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, and I want it to start at this drum right about here. Let me see here. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to get a little obsessive here. It's good to be obsessive. You get better results that way. So yeah, just want that to be perfect. Start pulling the second track in right about here. Okay, there we are. Now I'm going to select that second track, get that bit of silence out of there, because we don't really need that. And then you want to listen to your two tracks and see. Now these are both similar BPMs, so we don't have to do any tempo changing. We just have to make sure they're aligned properly. We'll go to the tempo changing starting on the second track, and that one's probably going to take a while, but once we get it down right, the results will be fan-freaking-tastic. So let's see if these are right. This bit at the beginning doesn't have any beats, but if you listen carefully, you can kind of hear it syncing up a little bit. Let's see here. I'm going to zoom in using Control. Oh, where's my mouse? There we are. I'm just going to zoom in using Control to see if they're aligned properly. Let's see. I actually want to turn this one down a little bit. Okay, you kind of hear that right there? I want you to listen to that again. Do you hear that beat, how this beat up here, the first one, is out of sync with the second beat? That means that basically what we have is an unaligned track. These two beats right here, we want to align them, so we take the second track and we just try to align them like that. And now, we come back here. We should now have the two tracks aligned. They should sound freaking amazing together. Well, at least good enough, because these tracks just really shouldn't be mixed together. They're wildly different. Yeah, you hear that? They are aligned now. They sound great. So yeah, we now know that these two tracks are aligned very nicely. I kind of want to cut out this beginning bit right here. As much as it's really good, it's really only best for like when you're starting like on some like heavier type stuff. This is a bit well, I mean, this is deep dubstep right here, and this one under this is like classic heavy dubstep. So what we're going to do is we're just going to clip that out right there. And let's see here. We might have to realign them. So I'm just going to jump back here to where the beats start. Let's see here. Just want to see if they're lined up. Let's see where both of the beats start so it's easy to figure out. Looks like right here, maybe. Screw it. Alright, yeah. So basically, we have that beginning bit trimmed off, and they're still aligned, which is good. So now, you kind of hear like this one's a bit too loud, this one's a bit too quiet, so you want to just play around with those levelers over here, these little sound levels. Just make sure you get those just the way you want it, so one song doesn't sound like it's overriding the other. So we'll just make that a gain of 1, the other gain decrease of 5. Let's see here. Good thing about the sound levelers is that you can do this real time. just so you can see if it's working properly. I mean, you can easily tell these two songs aren't meant to be blended together. They are just radically different. So yeah, I think that's coming along nicely. Let's just add a little bit of a fade in right here, so it just blends a bit nicer. So we'll do a fade in right here, and we'll zoom over here to let's see, where is it? Right here. Oh crap! Okay, I think I'm wrong. Okay, I think these actually mix very freaking well. Oh, Jesus, okay. So yeah, we can layer them for a little while like this, and then we just keep listening, and wait for it. We'll start dropping the levels of the second song right about here, right about here. Let's see, let me listen here. You can tell this is a very slow process, but the results, as you can hear, are very nice. So what we're going to do is we're just going to just take a little bit of a random selection, just click that off, and then take this right here, just the rest of whatever you have, and we're just going to fade it out. Just going to fade it out, just like that. So now if you listen, now moving into the second song. Second song is going to take control. First song is just getting a bit more quiet. Until eventually second song is just completely out of there. And all we have is the first one. Just like that. Very, very good results here. Now these are songs with very similar BPMs. So I'm going to stop this right here real quick, and I'll get back to you when I figure out what the second song should be. And the second song we're going to do is going to have, we're going to do some tempo changing, which is going to require just a little bit of mathematics and a little bit of toying around, but we can eventually get it. So let me just stop this right here. Okay, so I'm back now. So basically I added the second song, it's Oliver's Get To Me. And now the issue with mixing these two songs together was, this one was at a much higher BPM than this one. So I had to adjust the speed and tempo, which basically, you do what you did before, align the songs, where you want them to be, and, basically what you want to do is you want to find the beats of the song, where the drums are, the kicks, the snares, which can be easily identified by these spikes in the audio right here. And you have to play a game of hot and cold with the change speed right here. Basically, you want to see which one is going faster, which one's going slower. And you want to adjust your song to make it either faster or slower, so you start out with something like 8, like this. 8 was too fast for me, so then I tried 6. 6 was too slow, so then I went and I divided, what's between 8 and 2 at what is between 8 and 6? That's 7, so I tried 7, and that was too fast. So our range is now turned to 7 and 6. And basically, you just go and you keep dividing in half. If it's too fast, you have to kind of get smaller and smaller. Too slow, it's just hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, until you eventually have the two songs mixed. In fact, let me just let me undo the audio on this, because I will give you a demonstration here. This is what it sounds like unmixed. Or let me phrase that. Without the tempo being changed. Just listen carefully. You can hear just how immensely different that BPM is. It just goes all over the place. They don't sound good together at all. So you just wanted to basically select the whole song, like so. Give me just a moment. There we are. Just like that. And you want to go right here to effect, change speed. So again, I tried 8, like so, and if you listen carefully, you can sound they don't really match up. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. Did I say 8? I'm sorry, I meant to say -8. That's the issue here. I'm not trying to speed it up, I'm trying to slow it down. So if I go to change speed, I did -8 because I'm slowing it down, I'm not speeding it up. You can see that those 2 beats right here have changed, and you can see they're out of line. And you can hear it. You can hear how they're out of line. As the song kind of plays, you hear this one is a lot slower than this one now. So I tried, you go to change speed, and I tried 6, because I thought, -6, because I thought -6 would work. But as you can listen here, and you can see in the beats, that makes this one too fast again. So let me just go back to our first beat right here, because this syncs it up pretty well. So then I tried, halfway between 8 and 2, which is -7. You can pretty much eyeball it. You can see, if you listen to it again, it sounds fine at first, but as it goes on, you can hear it sort of loosen up, and it doesn't really sound as good. Pretty easy way to solve that would just be go to like a later beat, like say that one right here. You can try doing your change speed again. Did I screw that up? Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. But you can kind of see in this later beat how they're misaligned. Even though the first 2 beats are aligned, the later beats are misaligned. So we know this one right here has to get aligned with this one. So basically, change speed. Then I did halfway between 6 and 7, which is -6.5. And if you listen carefully, you can see they're almost aligned. Almost, technically. Because if you're coming down here to these later beats, you can tell, yeah, this one is actually technically still slower. So the magic number that I found for this in the end was 6.625, and that was just doing the hot, cold, dividing in half and half and half until, dividing in half and half and half until eventually I found that beat. And then the 2 songs mix perfectly, as you will now listen and see. Now we could technically leave it like that, and we could just kind of keep that 140 BPM, which is good if we were like doing like a jungle mix or a D&D mix. Usually, kind of like keeping the entire mix at a singular BPM is pretty good. Though this is a dubstep mix, so there is no problem with raising the BPM back up to match the song actual BPM, and this is pretty simple to do. So we now know that our 2 songs right here need to be this song right here needs to be -6.25 for it to match up with this one. So we're going to undo that now, and just remember that number. Let's come over here, and we'll select this right here. We'll select right there, because that's where we want it to return to its normal BPM. Clip that off, and then re-add it by pressing Control V, and now we have the audio split right here. So it's 2 separate tracks. So this is where we want it to go back to its normal BPM of So we're just going to move that over. And we'll take this little area right here. This is the area that we want to change. So we'll take this second area. This is basically where it's going to transition from the BPM that we found that mixed the two songs to the BPM that the song actually is. We'll click that off, Control V, we now have that in two separate tracks. We'll move that over. And so now we have this track right here. This just little beginning half. Oh, I just realized I did that wrong right here. Or no, I did that right. I'm losing my mind right now. Sorry. So this like area right here, this will be our tempo that we found. So we'll go change speed, negative 6.625. There it is. And now this second thing right here, instead of doing change speed, what we're going to do is go to effect, and we're going to go to sliding stretch. And what we'll do here now is that our initial tempo change is what we start at, our final tempo change is what we finish at. So we go over here, initial tempo change, we type in negative 6.625. That's the one that we found, and we want to make our final tempo change 0. And then we press, we come over here to our pitch right here. This is our initial pitch and final pitch. We want to make that also negative 6.625. And then over here, we want to change that to 0 as well, just so the pitches also shift with our tempo. And so now, if we slap these two songs back together, let me just put this on mute so you can kind of hear exactly what's going on here. See how it just sort of, you kind of hear it sort of got faster right there? So it just nice and smoothly blends right into our initial tempo change that we want. So I'll just click on the little splits right there to make it back into one track. Just click this part of the song right here of that song ends. That's totally valid. You can just click off songs like that as if you were just yanking right down on a volume changer. So let's listen to how these two sound. Yeah, that sounds really fucking good. Okay, so basically, yeah. So we have our two different ways of blending. Just aligning two songs that have the same BPM and adjusting one song to another song. Adjusting one song of one BPM to another song of another BPM, and then sliding into that song's original BPM. Let me just find just like a random spot over here. Just keep it nice and short. I'll just clip all that off and then just go to effect. Where is it? Fade out. So we'll just do that. And so this is kind of just our little example mix. It's now final and completed. So we'll go to File, Export. Export as a WAV file, and we'll just call it example mix. So we'll just save it like that. It'll be put down to one stereo file. It's totally fine with us. Just put in whatever you want here. That's just for metadata. Doesn't really matter. Just press OK. And pretty much we now have our completed mix into one little file that then we can upload to YouTube. So that's pretty much how you do a pretty basic like blending mix in of songs in Audacity. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm sorry if this wasn't like the greatest tutorial. I did this off the cuff. No script or anything was made for this. So anyways, hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thank you.